Yeah, I just had to cut on this topic per se.
She probably got half her face in the frame, but that's fine.
No, Bree's really like
I'm hanging out.
She was hanging out by the wall. But I would say, as far as like, I'm learning that a lot of people haven't experienced what we experienced due to our grandmama. I want to shout out, but she don't want no names. But she made sure we were close knit, and we grew up together since we were like, yeah, they were my friends before I even had friends. So a lot of people didn't have that. So that's the as I was dating, I learned that as well. People have different family dynamics, and being close to their family wasn't one of them. So it was shocking to me, but to them, it's also weird how close we are. So it's like, yo. I knew they were there for my first knee scrapes and everything. Like,
you know,
she fought with them before.
We used to fight each other. So.
And we used to fight each other. Like,
we fought a lot.
Fought a lot.
But you know what? You know what's funny is the fact that the thing that people find weird has become one of my expectations. So like in a relationship now, it's like, yo, you got to be mad family oriented.
Yeah.
Like, I like if you're not family oriented, then that's kind of like a deal breaker. Now it's like,
like you got a foundation,
right?
Ooh, problem.
Like what do you stand on? Like who's backing you? You know what I'm saying? Like if something happens, I know I'd be like, yo, I know my family got my back. Like, I can call them. Like who's backing you though? Like who's behind you? What are you standing on? What morals and ethics were you taught?
Yo, but like some people's situations. It be like on some hood shit too. Yeah. But like some people's situations, they got beef with one another. They don't talk to each other for years, decades, and it gets to the point where it's like, oh, my friends are my family members, which is cool, which is fine. And I don't judge anybody that has that type of friendship with their friends, that they keep them real close as brothers, sisters type of ordeal, or outside mother figures and father figures and stuff like that. But I just feel like if I'm in a relationship with you, just don't be weird around my family member. You know, hold a conversation. Talk to at least one of them. You know what I'm saying? If you can't talk to my mom or my sis,
we don't bite.
We don't bite. As individuals, we do not bite. We are welcome. So, you know, I would want you to hold a conversation with anybody. Like, pick one if you can. Yo, I'm telling you, some chicks, like, if you bring them around family members, and it's just like, or not even just chicks, if you bring them around family members, they want to stand off in the corner, they just want to chill out.
Like, don't be my shadow while I'm walking around.
But don't be that weirdo that just be like,
when I go to
doing recon. Like what you standing off in the corner? You work for the ops? Like, yo, you just
standing by the bathroom door waiting for me to get out. I'm just waiting to get out.
I'm walking by you every 5 minutes thinking you gotta take a shit real bad. Like, why are you standing in the bathroom?
You ever have those situations of the opposite where we are so used to being the way we are with each other that you go over to somebody else family and you be like, hey, and they be like,
yo, who are you?
Bring it in.
I don't want you to be extra.
So you might as well.
It's a fine line. Just don't cross.
Don't follow. But like
they be looking at me. Don't
even that be weird.
So I don't fit in here. I'm gonna just go back to my family.
Like if the conversation is short between me and another family member, I'm like, all right, next person.
Right.
Yeah. But if it's like short with everybody, I'm like, this isn't where I should be. Like this isn't a family that I'm gonna click with.
Yeah.
So if I can't click with your family, but you can click with mine. Obviously, if it were to reach that point where like, oh, families can intertwine and like get to know each other, I know it's not gonna work because it's not working with me.
It should definitely be a mutual feeling. Like if I come to your family house, they should rock with me like my family rock with you. But
let's see how does Sunday go.
Hold that right there. No. Who will go right there?
But then the question is, what will make the family not want to rock with you the same way our family will rock with that person? Is it something said that you may not be aware of?
I think you have to warn your family about my personality without them like actually getting to meet me and understand who I am as a person. Like if you're already like pre-warning, she's loud, and it's like, what if I'm loud and uncomfortable?
Because now there's a preconceived notion, and now you walking in on eggshells that you don't even know about.
Exactly. I feel like it's let's say relationship, because it's always how they have to meet is through relationships. I get the part where we discuss relationships and we built judgment on that, but sometimes people's judgment carries too deep.
So like, let's say my history never affected people that I've dated, but they've always felt like, oh, because you and your family so close, they know everything. Now I'm on eggshells. And it's like, why? They never treated you anyway, regardless of how much history and turmoil or whatever we've gone through. So why would your family do the same thing to me? Because
It's a learning
how
curve.
deep are they taking what
Right.
you're saying about our situation? When now they gotta be like, oh, here she comes.
And
Oh,
I want
like,
everybody
who
to
does
know
that?
this too, though. Like, if a person, like, maybe this is just with our family, but if a person has their own relationship and they having problems in their own relationship,
Mm-hmm.
if you come around us, we still gonna treat you with respect. Still, like, there ain't no animosity because we know there's a difference between what goes on in your house
Mm-hmm.
and what's going on here. Now, what's going on in your house is your business until you put your hands
I
on
was
somebody.
in with some hands laid somewhere.
And then
Oh man.
we gotta make a road trip.
And my family got to post bail.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
fine.
It ain't even a road trip. That's just a drive
Right,
down the
right,
street.
right. Yo, like, if we gotta pull up, like,
Like, yo, what street?
we pulling up heavy.
What
Like,
street?
We on the
Ready,
phone.
pulling deep.
Where
6
that
cars
down?
deep out that motherfucker.
just hit the buzzer on the door. We'll be right.
But no, just like when you come around, and the prime example is when my mother and her ex-husband were going through their issues. When my mother's ex-husband would come around, it was all still love.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Hey, come on around, come get some food, come, whatever. Like, there was no animosity because we knew, like, hey, that's their issue, that's none of our business.
Yep. We ain't putting our hands on your chest like that.
Right.
Baby
Baby
boy,
boy,
stay
don't
away
come
from the
past
chicken.
the third step on the stoop.
your ass.
She good.
Don't touch that piece of chicken.
Come on, oh, buddy, listen, good buddy. Listen, good buddy. The fried chicken is for family members only, all right?
You don't get a plate. You
Better get it
hands.
popping with that
Hands.
Swanson's microwave dinner.
Better go to
So
the
that's
store
why
for a
I
beef
think about
patty.
I think that's the one thing I look at is like
How deep people be taking other people's business to the point that it affects our relationship. Because let's say for me, I get like I'm welcoming regardless. To an extent, I'm welcoming. Depending on how our relationship is at the moment, that's like, let's say I'm not gonna name drop, but Ethan's for example. Relationship could be here today, down here tomorrow, but at the end of the day, I don't want no one to feel like because they here today, they're tomorrow. Ooh, I can't say hi to her on the street. Ooh, it's weird. I'm seeing her at Marshall's. Ooh, it's weird. We drove past each other and she didn't see me. I didn't see her. I'm like, don't do that, because I wouldn't want my family to do that to you. Same thing where if we gotta be in the same facility together, whether it's like take child out of the picture. If I'm dating someone when I was 15, I wouldn't want the same thing. I think I met someone's grandmother, and I'm like, oh, she's cool people. Like, I like that natural energy, that good vibe, whatever's going on. I don't care. I could die tomorrow. I don't want to feel like I'm having to walk on eggshells in your presence and you doing the same thing in mine. Like, that's how I look at it. But I think with time and noticing how other people operate, and I'm like, okay, I think in a relationship I don't want that. And I've dealt with people who had even with their own kids, no relationship where I'm like, oh, you remind me of somebody I can't relate to, because I want my kids to be like, damn, my mom did all this. My mom and my dad went out for Christmas and they did all this for Thanksgiving, and I went to my family, I went to my dad's family. Like, I want to keep that alive. I don't want that weird, I'm always with my mom. I'm always with my mom's family. I don't know my dad's family. I don't see them. You go past them in the street like, ooh. It looked like, I can walk past Cindy, is that her name? Your cousin? I walk past her and be like, oh damn, his extended family I know. I can say hi to her. She knows grandma. Like, I want that kind of energy to stay alive within a relationship. And then when somebody look at me and be like, damn, she's mad family oriented. Her family look for other family oriented people. Because I've always looked at grandma and she'd be like, the love, the love, the love. Sometimes I used to be like, why she keep saying that? Why she keep saying the love? But then I'm like, no, I get it.
But that even extends to how we treat people today.
Mm-hmm.
So like when there is something going on, we know, like when they show up, hey man, what's going on? How's everything doing, man?
Mhm.
You doing all right? You do everything's cool. That's what's up. Let's have something to drink. Let's
Yeah.
do whatever. It's still there's still you might not like nobody, But whether or not anybody tells you not to believe this is true. You may not like them, but you still have to respect them
Mm-hmm.
until proven otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
To let them pause.
So if I have to put my paws on you, then yes, I lose the respect.
Mm-hmm.
But until I have to do that, then I'm always going to respect you as an adult, as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have to respect you if you're like an asshole who you put your man in. All right, fine. But if there's just a disagreement and there's some shit going on at home, as a person, you still owe it to another person to still respect them as a human being.
Mm-hmm. Or you can respect them enough to just not even engage yourself into that type of engagement. You don't have to, like, I don't hate, because hate is such a straight, like such a strong,
I was strongly
you know,
disagree.
emotion to
Strongly
even carry.
dislike you.
Yeah, like I can't hate you. That's very strong. Like that's taking it to the extreme. But where I don't have to respect you, or if I am going to respect you, I'm just not gonna talk to you, engage into any type of conversation with you, so that like pisses me off, or like your response to me saying, "Hey, how you doing?" And then the response is like something negative. That, oh yeah, that was just pissed. That will throw me. That will throw me off. Like, bitch, I just said hello to you like this.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's just my version of it though.
Yeah.